Hey there guys, it's Tina and I am back and I am in an off-the-shoulder top. Well, it's not a top, it's a romper that I got from New York & Company. Has a little fluffy situation, but it's really cute. I can't wait for the summertime, guys. But I am feeling it and I am feeling this eyeshadow look. But that is not what this video is about. It is part 4 of my makeup collection series that I have been doing here for the last couple of months. And this video is going to be extremely long because I am going through my eyeshadow palette collection. So these are not all my eyeshadow palettes because I have other palettes in another section of my collection, which you'll see as well. But I wanted to go ahead and get this one out of the way because it's one that people might be very interested in, and it's gonna be long because I am going through all of the palettes. I'm not gonna do any swatches, but I'm gonna show you guys each and every one of the palettes because I think it's only fair. Like, open each palette, show it to you guys. So I'm gonna stop yapping right now and we're gonna jump into part 4 of my makeup collection series for 2020, and we're gonna jump into it right now. Alright guys, are you ready to go through the majority of my eyeshadow palettes? Because I'm not sure I'm ready. There's a lot to go through, so let's see if we can go through this quickly. If you want to see swatches of some of these palettes, I'm going to link another video in the eye so you can check out my indie brand stash collection, and that way you can see some of the swatches. But let's go ahead and jump into this drawer unit. This drawer system is from IKEA. It's the Golland drawer system and it has 4 drawers which are pretty deep. I looked at the reviews and they're pretty poor for this drawer system, but I love it because I can organize all my palettes in this drawer, as you can see, and it works out really well for me. But that's just me. I don't know what everybody else thinks. So let's go through the palettes. I'll probably open all of them so you can see them. So we're gonna start over on the left hand side, and here I have my Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Most people know and love this palette. It is the palette that put Colored Rain on the map. These are really beautiful colors if you're into berries and warm tones. Then we have the Jouer Skinny Dip Ultra Foil Shimmer Shadows. These eyeshadows are really beautiful. They're really shimmery and shiny. It's one of Jouer's best eyeshadow palettes, and I really fell in love with this formula. So here we have one of my newest palettes. This is the Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I did a ranking video of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I will link that over there so you can check it out. And I mentioned that I didn't have the Jackie Aina palette. This palette happens to be a favorite amongst ABH fans and of course Jackie Aina fans. And I had swatched this in store and I like the formulation, like I like the texture of the eyeshadows. I still don't like the color story, and I got this because it was on sale and I was like, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this just to have it, and since this formulation is a little bit better, I'm gonna see if I can, you know, fall in love with it. I still don't like this color story at all, I really don't, but I do like these browns and I think they do great looks. And then this taupe, you know I love a taupe, that would be a good situation for me. But I don't like pinks and like these mauve tones. I don't like them at all, and then the purples just aren't my jam. But I can get into this side. So I don't like these 4 colors for sure, but you know, we'll see, we'll get into this. But I did pick it up, for those of you who are asking. I couldn't miss out on a sale and I decided to just give it a go. Then we have the rest of my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. So we have the Alyssa Edwards palette, which is my least favorite. We have the Soft Glam palette, which is a really nice collection of shades. The Riviera palette, which is colorful and fun, but not my favorite. Of course, the Norvina palette. The Prism Holiday palette. The OG Modern Renaissance palette. Still don't like it. The Subculture palette. This is the new version. So it has smoother shades, like these shimmers actually apply much better, and the mattes are a little bit more subdued. The original Subculture palette, these mattes to me are just more punchy. They have a lot more pigment. I prefer these mattes. I prefer the shimmers in the new one. the Sultry palette, of course, the Self-Made palette, and the Master palette by Mario. Then also on this side we have the Friendcation palette from Dose of Colors. This was the collaboration with Desi and Katie, Luster Lux and Desi Perkins. And some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. I'm very surprised by this brand because I wasn't like big on this brand. I was like, Violet Voss, they have those huge like monotone like one trick pony palettes, and I'm like, I don't like it. But then they made these palettes. So they have the rainbow eyeshadow palette, which I really enjoy. These shimmers are amazing. Good job, Violet Voss. And then the palette that really made me fall in love is the Bright Vibes Neon palette. Oh my god, I love this palette so much. These neons are so fun. They apply so well and they blend like a dream. I love this. And then one of their more recent palettes is the Matte Vibes palette, which is just matte neutral tones. Also love this. Very beautiful, and it's a great like everyday neutral palette. Love it. Then I have my Urban Decay Wired palette. This should probably go in the other drawer with my Urban Decay palettes, so I'll move it over there. And then this guy is my Arcana palette from Shroud Cosmetics. They used to be Strobe Cosmetics, but this is their newer palette. I actually pre-ordered this, and I haven't touched it yet, but doesn't it look beautiful, like the shade selection? I gotta dig into this. Isn't it pretty? Oh my god. Moving on over, we have two palettes from Becca and the Chloe and Malika collection. So I think it was the Best Friends collection. So these are the face palettes. So this is the Malika one, and then here we have the Chloe one, which is lighter. These were sent to me, and yeah, I really like the Malika one. Then we have the Troublemaker palette from Urban Decay. I got this on sale, and these eyeshadows are actually really great quality. I love this dark smoky taupe. It's so pretty, but I love these shades together. This reminds me of the shades from the Jackie Aina palette, you know what I mean? I love those browns. Then we have the Man Eater palette from Tarte. This is a really great all matte, well, mostly matte palette as well. It's a great neutral palette. These two shades are shimmers, but this is a great everyday just pop it on the lids kind of palette. Then we have the Persona Identity palette. This is the original. I really love this palette. This is a really good palette as well for everyday neutral looks. Then I have the Too Faced Natural Matte palette. This I got on sale at Ulta, and it's actually pretty nice. I do like the formulation of these shades. These deep shades actually work really well on my skin tone. These light ones though, you know, but this side of the palette is really nice. I also got the Natural Ice palette that has the same layout, similar vibe, but this has shimmers in here. So less mattes and more shimmery shades. This is also pretty nice, so I'm glad I got it on sale when I did. Then we have my Pretty Vulgar palette. So this is the Nightingale palette. This just has beautiful smoky tones. This is actually a really nice palette. Their dark mattes are actually pretty decent, and these shimmers work well in like everyday looks as well as smoky looks. Then we have this one, Phoenix Rising. This one was a surprise palette. I really love these two dark berry tone mattes, like those deep cranberry shades. Really nice. This was recommended by Emily Noel, and I went out and grabbed it, and I really like it. Good job. I have an Inglot palette that I built when I went to Barcelona. So these are some of their newer shimmer shades. These are really sparkly and pretty. This is a KKW Beauty palette. I don't even know which one this is because it doesn't say on the actual palette, but yeah, I actually do like the formulation from KKW Beauty. Imagine that. Then this one is the KKW and Mario, and I had to get this because I love the Mario palette from ABH, so I was like, alright, Mario knows what he's doing, so let me see. And this is pretty decent too. You can cover that blue though, that was the Papa Blue situation, but I do like this palette as well. It's pretty nice shades and it works well. Look at this one. It's a Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Mattes palette. Is it Natural Mattes? Yeah. Natural Nudes, not natural. Natural Nudes. This is a fun little palette too. I really love the mattes in this. Like the formula is so smooth and creamy. My god, I love this palette. All right. I'm already tired, so I'm gonna try to perk up a little bit, shake it out. All right, let's go. Kaleidos Cosmetics. These were sent to me. These are fun palettes. So this is the Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze palette. This is a really fun palette. I love this red. It rivals like Pat McGrath eyeshadows. Silver I can do without, but these shades are actually pretty nice. So great job, Kaleidos. I can't wait to see what they come out with next. And I have a little sneak peek of something that they're coming out with soon. You guys get excited. This one is the Futurism 4 VR Neon. This one they released a new formulation in their shimmers, like these glitter shades. Fun, and these neon really fun shades, and they work really well. So really like this palette as well. This one is Futurism 3 Astro Pink. I love the packaging of this, except that I wish the names were on the actual eyeshadow palette, like printed here instead of on this, because I can't deal with that. But I love this packaging. It's like a soft touch feel, but so nice. This palette is also very beautiful. And these shades, again, they rival Pat McGrath. They're so stunning. This one is Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green. I know a lot of people went crazy over this one. This isn't even my favorite one, but it's really great. And this black, when I tell you this is the best black in my collection, I kid you not, it's so freaking fantastic. And then the last one is Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise. Really beautiful. It's a little bit of a different palette because that pop-up like bright orange, you're like, what do I do with that? But it's really stunning, like these teals and that matte brown. Gorgeous. Really love the formulation from Kaleidos. All right, next up we have Lime Crime. So this is the Venus 2 palette, which I really do like this formulation. I just don't know how I feel about Lime Crime. I happen to have these two palettes, but I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know. And this is the original Venus palette. This color story is okay. These eyeshadows are also nice, but I'm not into like the pinky mauve shades at all. But still a great formulation. Do y'all remember this palette from Tarte? It's the Foil Finger Paints. These are actually really nice. I ended up getting this on sale. Originally, I wanted to pick it up, but the price, I was like, who you talking to? Absolutely not. But then it went on sale and I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up, and I still haven't used it. So don't judge me, but look at this. Isn't this pretty? Like, that's actual like crushed little, what is it? Like little things? Beads and shells, and it's cute, right? Then we have these little Too Faced palettes. This is one of their scented ones. So this is what, raspberry something another. But these are really nice. These eyeshadows, this was the Razzle Dazzle Berry eyeshadow palette. These eyeshadows, this packaging, it was really cute. And it does smell like berry because now I have a whiff of berry. And then this one is the pineapple one. This one is the better one of the two, but yeah, these were cute. Is that why they like did the whole fruit basket kind of setup, like Angelica Nequist said they're gonna do fruit baskets? But these were actually pretty nice. Then I have my Beached eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. This is a pretty nice palette as well. These shades, stunning. I didn't even really use this though, but then we have all the Obsessions palette from Huda. So this is Ruby Obsessions, Amethyst Obsessions, Emerald Obsessions, Sapphire Obsessions, I'm sick of saying Obsessions, Topaz, Gemstone. I got this one on sale. Warm Brown, Coral, Mauve, Electric, Smoky, And then my single neon one, which is the orange. Now, I love these little Obsession palettes. Like, I love the layout, I love the color selections from Huda Beauty. However, the formulation is not the best. Even the mattes, like, I find that I have to build them up a lot, blend them out. It's like a lot more work than with other formulations that it's just one and done. So I do love the color stories. I love the little sizing of them. I just don't love the formulation as much as I would hope. Here is my Sugar Pill Fun Size palette. What was this palette called? Mini Color Palette, Fun Size. It was like a whole thing, but has a little cat on it, and it has, what were these, like neon pastels? This formulation wasn't as exciting to me as their like regular eyeshadows, and I fell in love with the Violet Voss one, so this one was a letdown for me. Then I have all the Juvia's Place mini palettes. This one is the Violets. This is the Berries. This is the Nudes. And then this is the Chocolates. Oh my god, we're not even through the first drawer yet! On this side, let's move from the front. So I have this Flirt palette. It's the Major Metallics eyeshadow palette. These are really good little eyeshadows. They're really beautiful, creamy metallics, like that thick silicone formula. Like this a lot. I got this at a cosmetics company store. This is the Sauce Box Art Nouveau palette. A decent little quad. This is one of the NYX Cosmetics Ultimate palettes. This is the electric. So it has 4 shades, but then different finishes of each of the shades. That's a fun little idea though. And then this one is the smokescreen version. I have a Morphe palette. This one is Bronzed Babe. I swatched this in store and I was like, oh, that's really nice. And I picked it up and here we are. We have the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. The NYX Grind palette, which I fell in love with. These mattes are superb. They're really great mattes. And then this collection with all the elements. So this is the Earth palette. This is Air. This is Fire. Wind. Water. And Metal, which is actually my favorite one because it has really shimmery. Okay, this looks messy, but these are really beautiful light metallic shades. Then we have this ColourPop Semi Precious palette. This is one of the only ColourPop palettes that I have. I think this may be the only one. No, this is just one of them because it has regular size eyeshadows. The little mini palettes, I can't get into them. I got rid of the ones that I had and I haven't purchased any of them because I don't like small eyeshadows. I don't like the little pans. This is the Alamar Volume 1 palette. I think we got this in a BoxyCharm. Was that where we got this? Yeah, this was a BoxyCharm palette. These are nice. I don't know. I never got into this brand. Here we have the Nubian palette by Juvia's Place. A really beautiful neutral palette. We have the Soiree Diaries from Pure Cosmetics. This is a beautiful neutral palette as well. I really do like these shades. They actually work really well. And then I think this palette is my second and only ColourPop palette. So this is the Golden State of Mind. And these are beautiful and I kept them because they were sparkly. I can probably get rid of this because again, it has the small eyeshadow. I don't like it. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm actually gonna get rid of the Sauce Box one as well. I don't like this. Then we have the Volcano Goddess palette from Becca Cosmetics. I got this on sale and I was really in love with these shades right here. You know what? I need to stop falling in love with individual shades and getting the whole palette for that because it was unnecessary. It's a nice palette, but it's not like, oh my god, blow me away. Oh, whoa, whoa. It's nice though. Alright, that's one drawer down. And we have 3 more to go. So let's get on with it. Oh my god. Alright, so from the left and the back we have my Viseart Grande Pro Volume 1 palette. This guy, many of you may know and love. This is the limited edition version. This was the original release where they only released 3,000. So this one is numbered. I got 104. Now I think this is permanent, so yeah. So much for, oh, it's limited edition only. But this is one of my favorite matte palettes. It has all the mattes you could need with deep shades and in between shades. I really, really do love this matte palette from Viseart. Then I have my Tarte Pro palette. This is the original one, and I fell in love with this palette. A lot of people like talk mess about this palette, but I really, really liked it, and I still really like it. These mattes, oh, they're so good. I like this palette. Child, I had to change angles a bit because I need to sit down. My ankle hurts so bad right now. I have a sprained ankle and it's not healing at all. It's not like doing anything for me. So I'm sitting down, new angle, but I think you can still see all the drawer goodness. So moving on, we have the Clay Play palette from Tarte. This is actually a really nice palette as well. I think they may have sent this to me. I got a PR package one time from Tarte, and I think this was included in it. I'd already bought my own, so I'd given just one of them away. Then we have the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette remastered. I bet you guys didn't know I had this. I did not get the original Rose Gold palette, and I wanted to try this one out, so I did. And yeah, I think I even bought this. I may have bought this on a trip, so I think this was Barcelona. I'd gotten this palette as well, so yep. This palette is from Give Me Glow. It's the Christmas Morning palette, and it's so stunning. These shades are so fun, and I know a lot of people were able to get their hands on this after they did the restock, so hopefully you guys love it. This is the Autumn's Rain palette from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. Oh my god, this is such a good palette. They really did a great job with this. I wonder if they're gonna release another palette. They have one more palette that they released in February, I think, like closer to the start of the year. Can't wait to see what else they have in store. We have another Sauce Box palette. This is the Etude palette that has neutral shades. You can actually use these on the face or on the eyes. I mean, anything, any palette. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. You can use it on the face and the eyes, but this for sure you have like contour shades that you could use if you, well, maybe not, let me mind my business. Nope. This little empty palette from Sephora actually has NARS eyeshadows. So these are the single eyeshadows from NARS. They're the new, like the new pans that you can pick up individually. And I picked up a few of the shades, and I haven't even really dug into this, so yikes. This is the Metal Matte Eyeshadow Palette from Kat Von D. So I showed you guys the Metal Matte, the large one, the original one, and this is like a condensed neutral version of it. So she picked out the neutral shades that people really liked, or I don't know, did people really like these? I don't know. But I picked this palette up on sale because I do like that Metal Matte palette, and it was good to have like a smaller version of it in like neutral tones. This is the Celestial Thunder palette from Dominique Cosmetics. I really, really like this palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This was a BoxyCharm exclusive, I do believe, because this is a condensed version of the Celestial Storm palette that has, I believe, 10 shades, or is it 12 shades? I think it's 12 shades, and then this is the 8-pan version. So I really love, love, love this palette, and I wasn't missing the other 4 shades because there was like a purple and the other thing, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. So I really love this palette. Then we have the Kat Von D Lolita palette. Yes, I did pick this up. So I don't know why, because I don't like mauves and pinks and purples and stuff. So I mean, I don't mind purples so much. It's just pinky mauves I'm not into. So I don't, you know what? I'm gonna force myself to do like a pink look, like a mauvey look, and like embrace things that I'm not happy with. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. But that's the Lolita palette. Of course, that palette was released when people were on the outs with Kat Von D, so no one really picked it up. This is the Impulsive palette from Melt Cosmetics. I love this palette so much, and it's on sale at Sephora because apparently people don't love it. The packaging leaves a lot to be desired, but the actual formulation, I love this. And what I did was I taped my little plastic flaps in place so I wouldn't have to worry about losing them, but I love this palette. Then we have the Smoke Sessions palette. Oh my god, Melt Cosmetics is so into weed. Are they stoners over there in California? What is going on? They really love ganja, but whatever. These shades are really nice. I like these mattes. Oh my god, I love the mattes. They have a new palette that they released for 420. So I might get that palette because that's an all matte palette. Or it's like all mattes with one shimmer, which I love their mattes. So, yes. This is the Gemini palette, which is another like greeny brown like mustard palette, and I think the new palette is a combination of this and the Smoke Sessions palette, so it looks very samey same, but we'll see if I get my hands on it. I'll share that with you for sure. Then my babies, this is the Vita palette. They had a Muerte Amor collection, and I think that's what I don't know. This is the Vita palette from that, and I love this. This is so much fun. I think this shade, like they have a bright yellow in the new palette, so they like combined some of the pop-in shades from their existing palettes into that new palette. And then the Muerte palette, oh my god, this is so sexy. This is so it. I love these palettes. Oh my god, I love these mattes. I love the shimmer. Well, I mean, I love the shimmers, but I mainly love their mattes. They're so good. And then the latest palette I have from them is the Rust palette. Now tell me that that doesn't look like it says rustic. Am I tripping? Because I thought this was the rustic palette for so long. Because I'm like, why would they call it the Rust palette? Because they have the Rust stack. Just name it rustic. And I'm sticking to that. It looks like rustic, but this is the Rust palette. Again, an extension of their Rust stack. This has 10 shades. Their stack has 5 shades, so they added on 5 new shades to complement the color story. All right, let's move it on over. Oh my god, so okay, this is the Kat Von D 10th anniversary palette. What a flop this was. Lord of mercy. Lord, it can't even come out of that box. So this palette, artwork, cool enough. She's into the like the tattoo kind of whatever. She's into art, but for her 10th anniversary, like this is so whatever based on everything else she's done. Like this was so basic. And then this formulation, when I tell you it's trash, it's such ultimate trash. Oh, what a flop this was. And I mean, I love the shade selection, don't get me wrong, but like something was missing with this formulation for sure. And I think because it was limited edition, like the manufacturers probably didn't even care about the quality. But like it's 10th anniversary, like what is this? This is such foolishness. Then we have the Balm Cosmetics. This is Meet Matte Nude. These mattes are actually really nice. The Balm makes really nice mattes. They're a little bit like drier. They don't feel creamy or anything, but they blend so well. Hi. They blend so well. They're really good little palettes, and they're always on sale. This is Meet Matrimony. I love their little play on words because they play on the name Matt, like Matte Eyeshadows, but it's like the guy Matt, like Matthew. And then it's cute because they're like, they give him a first name and a last name, like Matt Reed, Matt Evans, Matt Lopez, right? It's cute. Yeah, it is. Stop it. And then we have Meet Matte Adore. What is this? Oh, I have the sleeve still. Okay, I can get rid of that. This is Meet Matte Adore. Aww. So again, we have all the little matte names. Aww. And they make sure that they like diversify the last name. So you have like Matt Lee. And then you have Matt Williams. Is that a black matte? Matt Soto. Is that a Japanese matte? Look at this. Matt Johansson. Is that a white matte? Like, I don't know. Don't ask me no questions. And then we have my little Fenty palette here. Lord Jesus, is it gonna open? Oh, this was their holiday palette. I did not like this palette at all. I don't like their eyeshadow formula. So when they released the little snappy, clicky palette, I was like, nah, I'm good. I am so good because I don't know. Fenty don't know how to do eyeshadows. They need to figure it out because their eyeshadows are trash, but this packaging is stunning. And like the shades are alright. These are glittery shades. So I mean, look how pretty it is though. But no sir, Rihanna, you need to figure out the eyeshadow because your eyeshadow them flop. Now, this is Strobe Cosmetics. So this is the Divinity palette. Isn't that cute? Oh my god. So remember in the other drawer we showed you the Shroud Cosmetics palette? This was when they were Strobe Cosmetics. Now tell me what the big difference is between Strobe and Shroud. Like, did you really need to do a whole rebranding for that? Come on now. Stop it. But this is the Strobe Cosmetics palette. These are really nice. I fell in love with these because of Georgia Harris. Miss I don't do makeup no more. It's okay, Georgia. But I loved your recommendations and I still value everything you said back then. So, miss you, girl. Then they have the Creepy Cute palette, again from Strobe Cosmetics. Georgia made me get this too. Her and Lacey spoke highly about these palettes and I was like, alright, I'm gonna get it. So this is really cute. It has pastel shades and then that one black to be the creepy part, I'm thinking. Creepy Cute. Here we have a Illamasqua palette. This is the Rose Gold palette. Oh God, Jesus. So Illamasqua, what is, I don't know what they're doing. This palette it's okay. And then I also got this one, which is their, I think this is, what is it called? The Experimental Artistry palette. So I'm gonna fling that way. It's bright colors and I love Illamasqua's mattes, so I figured it couldn't hurt to try out their, this is a heavy palette. Why is it so heavy? And this faux leather is nice. Alright, I'm gonna need to dig into this because these are pretty colors. The only thing I don't like about Illamasqua is that they have parabens in their formulation, which burns my eyes. So they have the parabens in these palettes at least, but I don't know if the singles have parabens. I just don't know. Anyway, these are from Becca. They're the Be a Light palettes. They're the face palettes. So I had picked up both of them because I fell in love with the deep one. I think that was the deep one and this is the light one. No, this is the deep one. I fell in love with this one so much that I picked up the light one. I really like these powders. Like, they give this lit effect to the face without, it's like their ambient, no, it's not their ambient lighting powders. Whoa! So Hourglass has ambient lighting powders and these were kind of reminiscent of those, so they give that really beautiful look to the skin. Now, the Dominique Cosmetics Latte 2 palette. This is a recent purchase for me and I do like the Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadow formula, so I said let me get Latte 2 because I really like Latte 1. I could do without these two shades, honestly, but still a fun palette. And here's the original Latte palette. This was her first palette, and it did really well because this formulation is fantastic. The Lemonade palette, though, what the hell was that? But this palette, really nice. I have this Kevyn Aucoin face palette. This is really nice, guys. They have the Sculptin powders, the Venice blush bronzer, and then the highlighters here. This is really nice. Come on, Kevin! Then I have this face palette from Sephora. This guy has blushes, bronzers, and highlights. Which one is this one? It's the Spice Market blush palette, so pretty decent. Girl, my ankle was hurting before, now my back's hurting. I can't. Just sitting down like this, trying to film these. Oh my god. Alright, so this is a NARS highlighter palette. Come on, NARS. This is, which one? The Banque de Sable. Girl, these highlighters from NARS, they were hitting. Why is it not being used? I'm gonna put it up top. Then we have this Pure Cosmetics Bronze and Brighten palette. I think we got this in a BoxyCharm. I only kept this because of that orange shade. But, I mean, I don't really need this palette at all. I could probably, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. But look how that orange shade is hitting. What? That's pretty. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I can probably get rid of the Sephora one too. It's nice, but like I'm not in love with it. I'm gonna get rid of that one too. All right, moving on. I have the Orb of Light palette from, who is this? Black Moon Cosmetics. So this is a beautiful all matte palette. This is actually pretty nice from Black Moon Cosmetics, but it's really expensive. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to be spending that kind of price on a a palette. I mean, they're in Ulta now, so you can check them out, but nah, I cannot. Alright, this is the Nubian Blush Palette Volume 1. And then I have Volume 2 as well, which is the lighter version. Nice. And then I have all my palettes from Pat McGrath. I'm gonna skip going through these, okay guys? I did a full video of these, and I mean, Pat McGrath gets so much love that I'm sure you know what all these palettes look like. I have all the palettes up through the, which one is this one? This purple one is Midnight Sun. I didn't get the rose something palette, and then the other little holiday quads that they released, I didn't get those. But just know I have 1 through 6 of the Mothership large palettes, and I have the 6 smaller, like 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. I'm not going through, I cannot, okay, I cannot. So let's jump over here really quickly. So I have the Narcissist eyeshadow palette. This is really nice. Do you guys remember this palette? This was a fun palette. NARS did a great job with this. Since then, I don't think I've gotten any of their eyeshadow palettes. No, I don't think so. This is the Narcissist Unfiltered 1 Cheek palette. And I had gotten this because of this shade here. That is their Exhibit A. So I wanted to get Exhibit A by itself, but it was in this palette and I have other shades to choose from, so I said let me just get it in the palette form since it wasn't that much more expensive. And then I have this face palette that people went, this is pretty. That's nice, NARS. This is the Bord de Pla. I ain't French, I don't know, okay? Lord Jesus. So this is a highlighter palette that people went crazy about. So it has highlighters and then bronzers. This ain't bronzing nothing on me, but I really do like this palette. Do I? Do I? I do. Maybe. Then over here I have the Huda Beauty Summer Highlighter Palette. These are pretty highlighters. I haven't really used it. This one is a cream, right? Yeah. And then these were really beautiful. I got this on sale because I was like, what? But it was really pretty. Like the formulation, the textures, these are really nice. And then I have some of my eyeshadow palettes from Ace Beauté. So this is the Blossom Passion palette. This is not my favorite, it's pink. So I don't love pink, but Ace Beauté makes beautiful eyeshadows. These came in a set, which is why I have all of them. This is Slice of Paradise. Oh, stunning. This is Paradise Fallen. Is that the name of a new one of those, the White House is Fallen movies? Because, I mean, they make like 7. I can't be bothered. This one is really beautiful, the blues and purples. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of purples, but these are really nice. And then we have the Classical Paradise. Really nice as well. This is more subdued, subtle shades. Then we have my palettes from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. This is Smoked Out. These eyeshadows are really nice as well. They have a great formula. This one is the Vintage palette. And then this one is the Meadow palette. I got these again because of Georgia Harris. Alright, that drawer is done. Oh my god, we're in the home stretch. I feel so much better now. Y'all don't even understand. I'm so tired. I knew this video was gonna be long. Are you guys still with me? Because it's, whew, we have, I mean, these aren't, I mean, yeah, these are a lot too, but I mean, we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. All right, should I start on this side since I'm already here? So we have the Sydney Grace Enduring Love palettes. So these are the palettes that I was talking about that Sydney Grace released recently and earlier in the year, and I hope they release more. So this is the dark version, I believe. This is dark, right? It doesn't say on the palette, but I think this is the dark one because they have 2 versions of these. This one is the light one, I think. Let me see. This one is the dark. This one is the dark one, and then that one's the light one. Okay. Did a full video on these, so you can check that out if you're interested. Won't talk about that brand. And then we have the Urban Decay On The Run palette. This one is Highway Queen. This one is G-Train. This one is Detour. This one is Shortcut. And this one is Bailout. Then we have these little Gen Nude palettes from Bare Minerals. This is the Latte palette. That is so cute. This is the Neutral palette. That's sexy, I really like that. And then this is the Rose palette. Oh my god, they're so hard to open. Right? Nice. Then back here I have all the Smashbox mini palettes. Well, all the ones I have. I don't have all of them anymore because they're quite a lot. But this is the Smashbox and Vlada palette. It's really nice because it's like rose gold shades. Pretty. Then we have the Brights palette. Is that what it's called? No, this one is the Bold. I really did like this palette. Really nice. This is Major Metals. This is Punked. This is Minimalist. This is Bold Glitter. I can probably get rid of this. This is Prism. Another one I can probably get rid of. This is Ultraviolet. This one is Sunlit. This one is Sultry, which is really nice. This one is Golden Hour. This one is Metallic. This one is Soft Light. I can probably get rid of this one too because this is just never gonna fit my skin tone. This one is Ablaze. This one is Smoky. And then the last one is just Matte. I can probably go through some more and declutter something. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that after. So here we have my Sugar Pill palette. So these have their single eyeshadows in here, but this is the Pro palette that they sell to pop these in. So here are some of my singles. I actually have 2 of these. This one isn't completely filled out, but I don't think I'm gonna fill it out either. I just picked these up. I'm not like completely in love with these ones at all. Then we have the Colored Rain Cheers to Beauty palette. This was the holiday follow-up to the which one was that? Oh my god, I just pulled it out. I forget the hell. Queen of Hearts. So this was the holiday one. I didn't like that they had a highlighter thing in here, but and these are alright. I didn't like the glitter things either, but it's alright. Then we have my Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye palette. They actually sent this to me. So Charlotte Tilbury has sent me PR, and this is just their essential palette. There are trios in here for day, desk, date, and disco. Here we have an Eddie Funkhauser Rockstar palette. I can probably get rid of this one too. Then we have these palettes from Pinky Rose. This is the Obsessed palette. That's actually really nice. That's pretty. This is the 80s Baby palette. That's nice too. And then the Exotic Peacock palette. Ooh, that's fun. This is probably my favorite one. Then I have this Frida palette from Ulta Beauty. This was on sale and I really did like the formulation of these, so I picked it up. I think I spent $10 on it. These are actually really nice. I was not gonna spend the whole price on this. It was $30 initially and I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. Ace Beauté, one of my favorite indie brands. This is the Flare palette. They have such stunning shades. These are really great. I love this palette. But if we're talking Ace Beauté and my favorite, this is the Oceanic palette. This guy, it just gets it, okay? This is my favorite Ace Beauté palette. Oceanic, if you love blues and greens and teals, whoo, girl. Then we have the Born to Run palette from Urban Decay. A lot of people really like this. They sent this to me. I wasn't like, oh my god, I love this, but it's a pretty decent palette. Here's the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive palette. Nice, all greens and stuff, really pretty. Here is the Grunge palette, also from Give Me Glow. Love these shades. Oh my god, they're so stunning. Then we have the Staple palette, which has staple shades. These are large eyeshadow pans, okay? Very big, very beautiful, very pigmented, just blend really nice. I love this eyeshadow formula. Then we have the Summer Vibes palette. And I know they're redesigning this one to have a different packaging, and they have a new palette coming out called the Spicy palette that I may need to get my hands on. So on this side, we have my Menagerie Cosmetics palettes. So I actually have singles from MTHRSHP Cosmetics because you can buy their shadows individually and they have empty palettes that you can put them in. These two shades are from, I believe, the Feral palette, and you'll see that in a minute, but people complain that the palette just didn't need these repetitive shades at the top, and so they actually switched out these two shades for two other shades, and you could pay, I think, $3 for shipping to get the new shades added if you already bought the palette, which I did. So I have the new shades in the palette, the actual palette itself, and then I took out these two little lame shades, and then these shades are extras from other palettes that I didn't want the full palette, but I wanted the singles. So here's the Dragon Child palette, which this is my thing. Like, this is my jam. I really like these eyeshadows. I love the eyeshadow formula. This is one of my favorites too. This is the Whale Song palette, which is also very stunning. MTHRSHP does great eyeshadows, guys. So here's the Feral palette. So I think where were the original shades? These two. So they had the all matte browns up here, and people were like, these two were just too same and we didn't need them, so they switched them out for these two new ones, and I already dug into that. Whatever, this is still really beautiful. And then one of my favorite palettes from them is the Killer Purr palette, and I broke the glass, but the plastic's still over it, so it's kind of okay-ish, but I'm gonna need to figure that out. Yeah, I traveled with this and the glass shattered, but I love this palette. Then we have my Juvia's Place palettes. So this is the Nubian 3 Coral palette, the Afrique palette, the Saharan palette, the Nomad palette, the Saharan 2 palette. Really nice. I really like this one. This is the Warrior 3 palette. This is the Warrior palette. The Warrior 2 palette, which is an all matte palette. The Zulu palette. The Masquerade mini palette. I had the larger Masquerade palette, but I'm like, I can't with that, so I got the mini one, which are just regular size small eyeshadows. So love this. And then in here I also have my Colored Rain pigments. So these are the matte pigments that they released. When they released this, you could get it as a bundle with the palette. Now it's just in a palette by itself, so you can't, I don't know if you can buy the shades individually, but before you could when they originally released it, instead of having it in a palette form. And then in this palette you can organize them however you wish. Then last in this drawer we have this row. So I have my Jouer Ultra Foil eyeshadow palette. I really love this palette and I recommended it, and a lot of you guys did pick it up, and you could have even gotten it on sale because Jouer had a sale, Sephora had a sale on this, and I really love this palette. Really nice. I have my Electro Pop palette from Kevyn Aucoin. Really beautiful shades. I love this palette as well. Then we have the Nude Pop palette, also from Kevyn Aucoin. Love this palette. Love, love, love. It's oh my god, these are gorgeous shades. Then we have another Fenty Beauty palette. This one was like the highlighter duo palette, which I was fine with because some of these shades are really nice for placing on the cheeks as highlighters or on the eyes. So I picked this guy up. Then we have this collaboration palette with Kaylee and Sosu, and this is the Urban Bible palette, right? You're probably looking at this and saying, how did I get Kaylee from that? It's Kaylee though, so yeah. Then we have the Young, Wild, and Cruelty-Free palette from Tarte. Is that what they call it for real? Young, Wild, and Cruelty-Free? What's that thing? Alright, this palette, it's actually pretty nice. Alright, let me get rid of that damn plastic. So this is actually a really nice palette. The formulation is really nice and the shimmers are nice. I picked it, I don't know. I don't have an excuse for why I picked this up. I didn't need it, but these are actually really great eyeshadows from Tarte. Then I have the Tarte Pro Remix palette. So I love the Tarte Pro original palette, and then they released the remix, and Again, I have no reason to have picked this up, but I did, and some of the shades are really nice, but like, Tarte is not my go-to brand, man. I can't anymore with Tarte. And then back here, let's see, we have the Nubian 2 by Juvia's. And that is just a pretty little palette. It's larger than the other one, so it's stacked over there. And then back there, I have the Carnival palette from Be Perfect Cosmetics. This is the Stacey Marie collaboration. Have you seen Stacey Marie on Instagram? She does really bright makeup, and I was like, oh, let me go ahead and get it. So, these are nice. They're bright, they're bold, but they're, I don't know, like I never got into this palette that much, but it's a nice palette. And that's it for this drawer. Oh my god, that was a lot. I am so tired. And then the last drawer. So this drawer is the deepest one in the 4-drawer system, so I fit my largest palettes in here. And most of these are just magnetic palettes that I have single eyeshadows in. So let's start on the left. I have my metal palettes from Makeup Forever, and these have see-through lids, which I love. This is the redesign. These are expensive though, and I'm like, excuse me, so I got these when they were on sale. I was not gonna pay full price for these. But I do love these palettes from Makeup Forever because I can see through them and they're pretty sturdy. So these are my Give Me Glow eyeshadows. I have a full swatch video. I will link it, but you can check these out. So that one has Give Me Glow. This one is also Give Me Glow eyeshadows. I'm not gonna open them because you can see them through the lid. These ones are from Adept Cosmetics. Yeah, I did decide to open this one up. I'm gonna open the other ones up, but the Give Me Glow, I already did a swatch video, so I'm not gonna go through those. So this is Adept Cosmetics eyeshadows. These ones are from Lethal Cosmetics, so you can get their singles, and I picked up quite a few of these. These are Cosette eyeshadows. I did a full swatch video of these, so you can check that out as well. And these are the neutral Cosette ones. These ones are JD Glow eyeshadows. These are the new formulation of Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I got these on sale. They tend to have sales like 30% off, 40% off, so I picked up a few of my favorite shades. Not the entire line, I'm not doing that again, but I picked up a few of my favorite shades. I can't open this one to save my life, and I'm not breaking a nail, and I even tried to pry it off with like tweezers. It's not working, okay? These are my Nabla Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. They don't want me to be great. Let me see if I can. It's so, oh my god, Jesus Christ, that was difficult. So these are the Nabla eyeshadows, like I said. Nabla has singles and they're little palettes that you can get, but I picked up the singles. These are from Luxe Beauty, and I have a few ColourPop ones in here as well. And I think these are Colored Rain, right? Yeah, because I love that shade. So, yep. Luxe Beauty, Colored Rain, and ColourPop. And then back here, I have all the Sephora Pro palettes. Well, not all of them. Well, yeah, all of them. So this one is the new Nudes palette. I can probably get rid of this because I don't care about this palette at all. Do I? No, not really. This one is the Pro Pigment palette. This one I'll keep because I really like those shades. Like the shade selection here is nice. Then this one is the Pro Pigment palette 2. I'm gonna get rid of this one too. I don't like it. It's actually Editorial 2.0, but whatever. This one, I was calling them Pro Pigment palettes. Yeah, that's the name of them, Tina. This one is the Editorial one, the original one. So I'll keep this one. Then this one is the Warm palette. I'll keep this one as well. I do like this palette. And then this one is the Cool palette. I can get rid of this one as well. Then back here I have one of the larger empty palettes from Makeup Forever, and this one has blushes from ColourPop and also from Sydney Grace and a couple of highlighters as well. And then I have the Zodiac palette from BH Cosmetics. This is actually a really nice palette. It's just so big and bulky, but these eyeshadows were really nice from BH Cosmetics. Alright, let's run through the rest. So these are from Makeup Forever, some more of the new formulation. This one is more ColourPop eyeshadows. This one is ABH single eyeshadows. These are from Sydney Grace, and oh crap, that's a broken shadow. Let me clean that up. But yeah, these are the blue eyeshadows from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. Then I have the Balm Cosmetics. These are single eyeshadows that you can get from them as well. So I picked up a few. Probably didn't need these because I already had all those matte palettes. I don't care about that brand. Then we have the ColourPop single eyeshadows. This is from their build your own palette setup, so you can order your own shades and build your own palette. So these are ColourPop. This brand is Hot Makeup Cosmetics. I don't know if they're still around, but these single eyeshadows are from them. I can probably get rid of these honestly because I don't really need all these eyeshadows. I can get rid of this. Then we have my ABH Norvina palettes. So this one is number 3, which is bold, beautiful, and bright. This one is number 1, which is full of purples and pinks. Not my favorite, but I got it to round out the collection. And then we have volume 2, which is my favorite, with these beautiful blues and teals and greens. You know me. Then I have this Il Makiage palette. This one, they have beautiful shimmers, guys. Il Makiage, they're overpriced, and so they get underrated because nobody's trying to pay them kind of prices, child. All right, let me go on the other side. So we have the Magic palette from Juvia's Place, which is one of their larger palettes. That's a lot of eyeshadow, a lot to go through. Oh my god. We have this palette from a Kat Von D holiday collection. I actually did like this palette. Jeez, I'm Christ. I think this was like the Saint and Sinner palette or something like that. I don't remember the name. Let me see. This was, yeah, the Saint and Sinner palette. So you had one side was supposed to be the Sinner side, one was the Saint side. And yeah, I liked it. Then we have my Inglot single eyeshadows. Oh my god, these are so heavy. And oh, let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. You can see the eyeshadow. Oh, hello. These are really pretty from Inglot. I haven't dug into my Inglot eyeshadows in a while, but they're so stunning. Oh my god. Then back here I have the Jaclyn Hill palette. This one is actually the new one with the colors on the back. Y'all know this palette by now, right? But whatever, just have that for reference. And then here's the Mavita Loca palette that people went crazy over. Y'all know this palette. Whew, what an exhausting palette. But I have that guy for memories and reference. Then all these palettes here are my Makeup Forever singles from the formulation before this new formulation. And I have them all arranged by their numbers. So these are blacks, grays, whites, and blues. These are the blues and teals. These are greens and khakis. This is yellow and beige. This is beige and gunmetal. These are red, browns, and chocolate shades. These are bronzes and browns, and I took out some of these to just travel with. Oranges and reds, coral and dusty rose, burgundy and pink, and then pink and purple. Then here we have my Colored Rain eyeshadows. I'm actually gonna use this to move some of the shades that are for Colored Rain into that as well because I have room. This one is from ColourPop. These ones are my newer Inglot eyeshadows. Here's some more of the newer Inglot. And then these last two are Give Me Glow eyeshadows. So Colorful Mattes, I already did a full swatch video, you can check it out. And then the Neutral Mattes. Since I'm doing that, I'll show you my Sydney Grace single eyeshadows. So I arranged these in color family so I can do a swatch video. So these are the purples and the greens, and this is a large Give Me Glow palette. These are neutrals, so we have the lightest shades, the warm neutrals, and then we have the gray tone smoky shades. These are warm neutrals, and this is when they were Feather River Body, so they had this large palette that I could store all their warm eyeshadows in. And then here we have the pinks, the berries, and like deeper purples. And then over here I have my Cliona eyeshadows from their stained glass collection. I'm waiting on my final set of shades from the pre-order so I can organize this in the groups of like formulations and really make this like look sexy. These are my ABH single eyeshadows. Some more of them anyway. This is from ColourPop. I did a full ColourPop swatch video as well, so these are ColourPop eyeshadows. And that's it. I ain't got no mo. So I'm actually gonna go through and try to declutter some of these. I'll probably do a declutter video and show you guys what I got rid of, because yeah, I feel like doing a little bit of rearranging and getting rid of something. So that ends the massive palette collection. So hopefully you guys made it to this part. So I'll see you guys for the next part of my collection. Alright guys, did you make it to the end of the video? Did you have to watch it in parts? I know, it was extremely long, but it was also fun, and I was able to see some of the palettes and rediscover some of the palettes that I have in my collection, because believe it or not, with that much makeup, it's easy to forget just what you have. So it was fun for me as well, and if there's any other video you want to see where we can do like maybe a palette play or a swatch party, just like simple relaxed videos, just playing with these palettes, let me know and tell me what palettes you want to see and we can get into that. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go now because you've been here way too long. But I will leave links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat where you can follow me along. I will also leave the playlist down below for the rest of the collection series as well as the other videos that we have done so far. I will also link the different organization pieces that I have in my collection. So I'll link the drawer systems and the acrylic containers, all that good stuff down below in the description box. Feel free to check that out. And until my next video, which will be very soon, stay safe and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys!